West Ham accepts £105 million bid for the football player Declan Rice, who is a hot cake right about now from the club Arsenal. Hello everyone, and thank you for being part of the Arsenal chapter, and make your point, subscribe and ring that notification bell so that you do not miss out on whatever we've definitely got to bring to you, as long as this sports and as long as it is Arsenal related, right about here at the Arsenal chapter with me, your host Abu Kaos, as definitely am dedicated to bringing to you the latest straight as it comes in. Will be remembered that Arsenal has had a few bids rejected by the club West Ham, but we've got quite great news coming in. However, it will be remembered still that there are quite a big number of clubs that have been interested in the football player, and some of these clubs that have been interested in the football player, Manchester United has had a few conversations and trying to make sure they can get the football player, but things have not gone quite well for them. And also the club Manchester City recently put in a bid that was around £90 million, and it was rejected with immediate effect. And the two bids that Arsenal had before were also rejected, and Bayern Munich definitely went out of this transfer. And as we speak right about now, I must say things are going on quite well for the club Arsenal, as they have had a very good bid, and that has been £105 million. It's £100 million fixed and £5 million on bid that's on it's for add-ons and definitely it's going on quite well. It is reportedly said from inside sources that the club West Ham has already agreed the £105 million that the club Arsenal has had to bid for the football player Declan Rice. So what does this mean? It doesn't mean that the football player is officially an Arsenal football player. It means the club has agreed, it's a deal that is agreed, and also £105 million, it's okay for Declan Rice, and definitely that is going to be the record signing for the club Arsenal, and it is a couple of millions away, a couple of millions in front from the record Arsenal had. You will remember that Arsenal, the last time it paid quite a lot of money, that was £72 million for Nicolas Pepe, and right about now that record is being broken, and that is going to be for Declan Rice. And now Declan Rice definitely is most likely going to be an Arsenal football player. We could definitely be seeing a Declan Rice playing for the club Arsenal. Let us know what you definitely think, as quite a big number of clubs have been interested in the West Ham and also English international superstar, but they are definitely losing out on this one. The West Ham star definitely is looking at playing for the club Arsenal, not in a lot of time to come. It's just a couple of days, and we could definitely be seeing him playing for the club Arsenal. Looking at £105 million, do you think it's worth paying? It's worth paying £105 million. As I was saying before, it's accepted. It is definitely accepted. £105 million is something that West Ham has accepted, but still, West Ham has said it's going to take a little bit of time and still compare and see what is going on. It's not rejected the bid. The bid has not been rejected. The bid has been taken in, but the fact that Manchester City is also one of the clubs that is bidding on him, it's now a bidding war between Manchester City and Arsenal. So we could see Manchester City submitting another bid, and let's wait and see how Manchester City will will do this. But if Manchester City has to submit any bid, it should be around 100. It should be more than £105 million. With the first bid that was rejected, that was £90 million. Everybody already knew that was going to be rejected, because Declan Rice is definitely much more than what was being paid then. That was quite less money for the superstar. So looking at how things have definitely been transparent, how things have been going for the club Arsenal, the fact that Arsenal ended up in the second position, Mikel Arteta and Edu Gaspar sat down and they definitely tried to look for where the problem was, and they definitely said defensive midfield is something that the club needs to strengthen. And the fact that they are looking at strengthening the defensive midfield, a football player like Declan Rice would definitely come in handy, and that's why the club Arsenal has been linked to quite a big number of football players and most likely defensive midfielders. But these defensive midfielders definitely have done quite a good job by being linked to the club and also accepting. Some of them have accepted the offers, but Arsenal has had to see who is best for the job, and that's why the current managers, the owners, the current owners of the club, Arsenal, the Karionkin, Stan and Josh Karionkin, decided that they should inject quite a bit of money in the club. They should definitely give the money a bit of club of give the club a bit of money, because the club has done quite well before. Finishing in the second position was quite good, and there was a big possibility that Arsenal would finish in the first position. And right about now, Arsenal is looking at a situation where they will finish in the first position, trying to compete for the title the coming season. That's why Arsenal is trying to sign very good football players. I mean, a player like Declan Rice is a world-class football player. So paying something like 105 million pounds for the football player, that definitely shows you that the club is willing to do even much more than what is available. And the fact that Josh and Stan Karionki are saying it's okay to spend any amount of money as long as you're within the FFP rules, definitely that shows you that a lot is definitely going to be happening with the club Arsenal when it comes to transfers. But right about now, it's 105 million pound. That's the bid that has gone in, and it has reportedly been accepted by the club, West Ham. And West Ham has rejected a couple of bids. Very many bids have been rejected by the club West Ham, and West Ham is looking at different ways in how they can improve the squad, improve their squad by buying football players from other clubs. But it's going to be a bit complicated for them to replace Declan Rice, because Declan Rice has been a very big football player at the club West Ham. But West Ham, that's their problem. If they are selling him, that's their problem. But they've got no chance, because Declan Rice came out and said even though they want him, they cannot have him. He's played for them. He's helped them for quite a long period of time. And right about now, he's looking at a move away from the club. Anyway, you can let us know what you definitely think about the football player, about Declan Rice, whether you think Declan Rice is the right defensive midfielder that the club Arsenal really badly needs. But as to me, I think it's okay, but that price is definitely quite high, 105 million pound. And the fact that Manchester City is willing to go to a bidding war with the club Arsenal, we could see the price increase. But right about now, West Ham has said this bid is definitely okay. We're not rejecting it, but we think it's okay. But you need to wait, and we see if we can definitely take it. If no bids are coming in from the club Manchester City, then you can take the football player. But right about now, there are very many chances that the Declan Rice transfer is going to be dusted by the club Arsenal. Please subscribe and ring that notification bell so you do not miss out on what I've definitely got to bring to you, as long as it is sports and as long as it is Arsenal related, right about here at the Arsenal chapter with me, your host Abu Chaos, as I tell thank you and goodbye for now.